What's up guys, welcome back to the reaction series, and today we are going to react to what?
Moving furnitures.
Really? So it's a micro apartment in US, right? In New York. The main reason I think this will resonate with us, we are actually moving towards the smaller, like, apartments are actually getting smaller and smaller. A hotel is around 180 to 200 square feet. So 300 is that one, add a pantry or a kitchen or a yard. So that you have it. As price of land keeps going up, might as well we get prepared. That's Gary Vee's office.
Oh yeah, it is.
Hudson Yard.
Hi guys, today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. We are in Hudson Yards with Ori, and we're going to take a look at this apartment and this tiny space. It's 250 square feet, and we are going to see how they designed it.
250 square feet, it's like a master bedroom upstairs of a landed. So 22 feet times 10 feet. Because your terrace house in the front, master bedroom, right, is like always 22 feet. Then it's always 3 meters wide, which is 10 feet. So that is 220 square feet. Plus a little bit of staircase, half the staircase. You go up the staircase, then you reach your master bedroom. That's 250 square feet.
So this is called the Ori Cloud bed. The idea is that when you think about small spaces, the biggest space killer of all is the bed. Of course. Now I'm sure you are familiar with those old, Murphy beds and foldable beds.
I cannot get over the fact that she wears boots at home.
How Asian of you.
So what we realized is that we needed a solution for the 21st century. At the press of a button, and that is the idea, you just go to the Ori logo, you'll see how it lights up, and then you'll see a bed icon.
Oh my gosh, I love it! Wow!
Confirm you recce before one ma.
So this is a queen size bed,
Okay.
dropping from the ceiling.
So is there a motion sensor if it comes
So the way
down?
it works, it's pressure sensitive, so you put with 2 fingers, you'll be able to stop it, and it will just retract.
If I want to sleep, right? Hey, I want to sleep, Teet. Aiyo. Okay, we are being too Asian right now. Okay, let's be a bit more open. Okay, open.
But the whole idea is that we wanted to make sure that when people come in, they don't even see your bed.
Right.
Which is one of the biggest problems in the small space living.
Right.
Like your studio apartment feels like your bedroom. You want to have some friends over, people are sitting on your bed.
Question. If your house is so small already, right? Why invite friends over some more? Or is it the lifestyle being too expensive? That's why it's easier to have drinks at home. People drink at Mama lah. We got Mama lah. I think in New York, I don't think whether they got Mama or not. Like everything you need service charge, That's why they take away a lot because they want to save tips and all. Maybe that's the reason you have friends over your house lah. That's so small. Hey, come. My house very small. And come. Tak faham lah.
And my favorite part, you don't have to make your bed.
I was just gonna say that.
Some technical things to talk about. If you put a bed like that, right, your ceiling needs to be caved inwards. You have to accommodate the bed. Then we need to balance between the cost of having the bed versus having a bigger apartment. Doing all this cool stuff, right, another 50, 80,000, then maintenance don't know how much more. So you can just get a bigger unit lah, right?
And at the press of a button, your phone, or even you can use Alexa type devices.
Oh wow, so you can use Alexa to get it to go up.
Exactly. Do you want to give it a shot?
Yeah, I want to see it.
Alexa, ask Ori to move the bed up.
Okay.
I actually go to a lot of sales galleries, and whenever they demo, Alexa welcome home or Alexa do whatever lah. Tak jadi one though. That's why I'm not very confident. It's like a curtain, open up curtain, or I'm home, or goodbye. What did you just say? Yo, my god. And every time, so when I go to, so we have smart home. So what defines a smart home? Is it just voice activation? Voice activation, right? Technically, it's just an input of data. Click is also an input. Button is also an input. Voice is also an input. So it's nothing so king about. A smart home is when I come home, they know it's me, the whole house set to my liking. But if 3 people stay in a house, then 3 different likings, right? Wouldn't make sense again, right? So then there's this.
Just going on the street.
Yeah, lor. Like to me, a fan, right? So now I think the auto fan, like the button one, the remote, you control the fan, right? So if you put a remote, you need to install one wire less compared to a manual one. So that's why a lot of people are going for that instead. It's not because it's cooler, it's because they save money for installation. Because like the old fan, the KDK one, the clock, like the clock one, those never spoil one, you know. I think it's a problem for the manufacturer. No one actually change fan.
Okay, so you have the bed, and
It's always this short only, you know. But yeah, like you see the window panels like that. Then you have the day bed, so we call it the day bed or the bay window. That's why I always say that when we go into unit, right, ceiling to floor windows don't really make sense on sometimes. Because when you put ceiling to wall, then you need to stay away from the window. You cannot build onto it, right? It's wasted. Then now when it's built to this height, but actually it's full height one, part of it. You cannot put your shelf there. And in their weather, again, when it's cold, they enjoy all this kind of like for Malaysians, right? Like my bedroom, I haven't opened the curtains forever.
Everybody remembers, Carrie Bradshaw's, walk-in
Oh my gosh,
closet
of course.
in Sex and the City.
absolutely.
So another Ori
Another
square,
magical
which is where
button.
the magic happens.
Yes.
And same idea, the press of a button.
No way.
This is, Carrie Bradshaw's walk-in
This
closet.
is amazing.
I don't have that much clothes lah, right? I think it's because I don't need to have. Like I think if you are in a four season country, the amount of jackets you need, right?
How many jackets are your bed sheets?
Yeah, bed sheets, correct. So I saw my mother-in-law's, because she travels a lot, then like, whoa, walk-in closet. At 250, you still want a walk-in closet, right? No, maybe I should say, at 250, you still can have your walk-in closet. Yeah, so I think this technology, right, is used for documentation storage in corporate offices. Yes, the one that we roll one. So you have like, I think for video productions, we have for contract departments in developer. So you have all racks of stock. So if you put like that, it's very hard. So if the shelf can all move, right? So you can open, expand all out, or you collapse, or right. But manual one, we don't even believe digital. Because digital, what if stuck halfway there? Always stuck on, don't know why. Again, I need to wear shirt, right?
And that's when we want to bring technology to empower people to live large in a smaller footprint.
Is this high tech? I seriously don't see the tech in it lah. It's like a smart gate, like an auto gate. Maybe the mechanism inside, how they store and things. I think maybe that lah.
So we wanted to make them as disentangled as we could from the apartment because we want to go into existing buildings too.
Right.
So for example, systems like this pocket closet, this is the name of this product, they have a track that you see on the wall.
Wow, I see it. It's barely noticeable.
Exactly.
So for the bed, how is that hanging there and amazing? A cloud in the sky like that.
So the funny thing about the bed is that it's actually not hanging from the ceiling,
Okay.
it's attached to the wall.
Got
And
it.
we use drywall anchors, the same drywall anchors that you use to hang like a shelf,
Okay.
like one of those shelves
Right.
for books. That's it. That's how we design it, so that you just mount it to the wall,
Okay.
and then you just have the bed dropping from the ceiling.
It's like having a forklift carry you. Forklift. Okay, but what's very cool I hear is the fact that it's detachable and I use in another space. I think that's cool, but you need to have the same space configuration again. Ngam, so happen the wall will have that hole just nice next to the ceiling that is just nice like that. Then will you want to create the same setting? Because it's mostly you move because you want to upgrade. No, it's no longer a 250 square feet, it's a 450 square feet. Okay, be positive, Sean, be positive.
What we have seen with tinier spaces and smaller spaces in general is that there is a big limitation. And the big limitation is that we're still using 100-year-old technologies. Things like foldable beds and pull-out couches, which are great for occasional use, but the moment you ask people to transform their space every single morning, every single evening to make the space work, it becomes a hassle.
That's the keyword. Yeah, it's using every single morning. So the technology needs to be allowing the track to be used 4-5 times a day, not like our folding chairs or tables, right, in the apartments that we have. For one time, show people only can use. After that, right, all cannot tak jadi one already.
So right now we are in hundreds of apartments across the country.
Wow, that's amazing.
We work with real estate developers, so a lot of rental buildings.
Developers only can cater to this because developers prepares the canvas. So with the canvas only, they can kind of insert their parts in. If it's a sub-sale, right, existing one, then like, oh, I need to redo the ceiling, I need to redo, right, then. But I think there, if I were to sell you like this concept, 250, you are indirectly paying 250. For example, 1,000 per square feet, right, in Malaysia. It's higher than 1 KRA already, let's say. It's 250,000. But, right, all these finishings, maybe another 100,000. Then maybe in CBD. So I can walk to Petronas Twin Tower, I can walk to TRX. Fine, right? I think that will work. Sometimes people downsize. Downsize is not downgrade. It's a misconception. Or it will be, oh, downsize, meaning cannot buy, cannot afford that 1,000 square feet. Right? So 1,000 square feet maybe it's not as cool, like you say. If I'm only one person, loner, right? This would be so cool.
Wow, that's cool. I would love to live in an apartment like this.
Exactly. So I mean, you can see, from a student.
And a cool fact about US, right, where I always get inspiration from their housing market. I used to say, like, in the future, people will not brag about where they own their property already. People will brag about where they can rent their property. Oh, you stay in Bangsar, wow, so high the rental you can afford. It's not about owning a house anymore. It's about renting that is being bragged in the future. That's why in Malaysia now, we are still very, very lucky. Got scheme, rumah pertama lah, then IBIAE lah, be your guarantor lah. Wow, so nice. Encourage people to buy and we still complain.
At the end of the day, the way we like to see it is that, every urban space is too valuable to be static and not responsive.
Right.
So we're trying to bring that intelligence into those spaces.
Wow, what a great statement. Spaces are not static, but responsive. So what you see 250, right? Basically, we waste upper space, we waste deeper space. So when I need it, it comes out low.
I mean, we take safety very seriously, of course.
Right.
So all these products that you see are like UL safety certified, the same way your appliances are,
Oh, wow.
or your fridge or your microwave. People ask us a lot, like, oh, what happens if it moves? So I'm gonna demo it to you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna drop it down, and then we call it the 2-finger rule, which is like literally with 2 fingers. You can stop it.
Wow, that's so great.
And then we track back.
Oh, that is so cool. That is so cool. But I don't think it's this concern. I don't have the concern of this one. I think that is easy. It's when I come down, I turn around. Of course, if you stay alone, tak mungkin, you don't know the bed is coming down lah, right?
So the interesting thing is that when the power goes out in all of these systems, they become manual. At the end of the day, large and small is relative. What we are doing is we are multiplying the space. We want to make it feel bigger.
So the technology here, I think, to make it so light, to have the safety feature, to make it reusable a lot of times. The maintenance, we don't talk about it. Because, have you guys heard about the elevator theory? Elevators, expensive or cheap, right, actually has no relevance to the building. Because what's expensive for elevators is the contract of maintenance. I don't have to earn the money when you install. But once you install, for example, you install brand A, brand B, C, D, E will not come and service brand A. So whenever installation of lifts, right, for a developer, if I were to install a very high-tech lift at very cheap maintenance, it's non-beneficial for the developer because the building price now becomes so high, very hard to sell. But cheap maintenance, right, I got no benefit. So if it's the other way, I go for a very low price elevator, but the maintenance fee is very high. Not my business, man. So that's the trap of elevators actually, right? But then for this one, the maintenance, I don't know. And whenever people don't tell you the price, you know lah, it's not going to be cheap lah. Then for me, I'm thinking, right, with that space itself, you can see there's still a lot of unused space. You look into the wall, you can still put paintings. The entire wall of the bed head, you can actually still put stuff. But I think for this is they create a space instead of a small angle here, small angle there lah. But you can detach, to me, like, don't know, for what you want to detach, then you install in the same exact house. I think that's 多余 lah. A marketing only lah. Would you stay in a smart home like that? If you're single, right? I think that's the keyword lah. And the main difference, I'm not too sure about this. How often do you actually go to KLCC or TRX to do your stuff in a week? Right? You won't, right? So is it a thing where maybe in New York, all the offices there, then the only opportunities are there? Because in Malaysia, like the most active CBD is KLCC, Times Square area, right, Pavilion area, and we can see a lot of kelompok. Then you got Desa Park City here, then you move a little bit more, Sri Damansara here, and every township kind of looks the same. So when you stay in one township, right, you don't have to travel out unless you need to go to some office, your office or your home only. I don't think we will ever resort to this kind of smart home. Well, I am actually looking forward to smart kitchen though. When it's fixed, then you don't get the opportunities to move things around. And then how you move within confined spaces. It needs to be hygienic. It needs to be safe. You cannot move too fast, so all your plate or blah, 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 blah. I think that is way more interesting in Malaysian context. Okay, so I think this is cool, but based on Malaysia's I think so far KL, like smart home, I don't think we are even close to a proper smart home. Like a smart gate, okay lah, right? A smart device, smart TV, okay lah. Like the one that we saw, the smart fridge, I think that one is too costly. Samsung, if you're watching, I'm very, very open. Where you can, I know, right? When I go shopping, I know what's lacking in my fridge. So like, hey, go get something like, hey, I think still got sawi, you still got here one. It was so cool. This is going to sound very blunt. You are home office bound. You're working at home and you cannot go out, right? Then why stay in the city? Why you don't move out to a cheaper place where you have bigger space? You pay actually more, right, for a smaller space with more complications versus the same amount 20 minutes away, 30 minutes away, right? More space, less complications. 700,000, now we get 1,000 square feet, 700,000 around the suburbs. I can get a landed further away, or I get a 400 square feet in KLCC. Why I want to stay in KLCC? That's my first question. Why do you need to stay in KLCC? I think it's for investment. I will pay that, then tenants will pay for it. Because it makes sense for that fella to walk to KLCC office every day. Like the earlier comment that we mentioned, during COVID time, everybody still criticized me for investing. And before all the price hike of materials I bought, suddenly throughout in that a year period, right? Suddenly it's 40% way more expensive to build the exact same home. That's why a lot of developers now actually handbrake because they don't know when they can sell. Whenever the cost price cannot be fixed, I will never have my selling price. If not, I'll build halfway, then I cannot complete the house. Might as well I'll stop work. Oops. Yeah, this is very fancy lah. This is a very, very fancy. But again, we are talking about 1,000 per square feet, but then maybe it's at 30,000 per square feet, 50,000 per square feet. It's a price where it's insane one. Like New York, Toronto, Taipei, Tokyo, right? You don't even think about owning anymore. With two generation loans, right, in Japan, people still cannot afford. I pay, imagine I buy a house, my son is still paying, right? They still cannot afford the house. So now I think it's a moment in Malaysia where we should buy house. Yeah, and I think guys, that's all for this episode. So do let us know. Hope you guys like the video. If you have any more suggestions, put in the comments and we will go check it out. See you on the next one. Ciao.